Hey, edgelords, thanks so much for tuning in on your internet tuner. We want you to hit subscribe. Isn't that right, Robby?
That's right. That way you'll get the episodes as they come out every single Wednesday.
You need it, and you want it.
Yow! There's a new sound. I never made that one before.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Made you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Make you feel something
You
down
can
below?
tell that you weren't ready for the edgelords theme music. You just weren't ready for it.
You're right. I was trying to fake it enthusiasm. I was trying to really. I wanted a new sound. I want something new for us. I wanted to do some rebranding.
You didn't commit to it. You were not confident.
Yeah.
You were like halfway through. You're like, I'm not a yow guy.
Yeah, I'm not a yow guy. I wish I could do kind of like I just can't do like a big rock and roll scream. Because I lose my voice. I need to drink a tea with honey in it. Yeah.
Yeah. The big rock and roll scream thing is weird.
I like it if you can pull it off.
Hey,
you know?
you play a bunch of guitars. You got 5 guitars. I'm looking at right now. Can you sing a little?
I can sing a little, but I don't have a good. No one would be like, "You've got a good voice. Keep singing, please."
Can you sing something for me?
Yeah. What do you want me to sing? Something like something seductive? Should I?
Yeah, something seductive. If you, I will always love you.
The Whitney Houston version?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm out of water, which is a problem, but okay, here we go. Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, as performed by edgelord co-host Robby Slovic. And I will always love you.
You know, I think you're. Hold on, right there.
Yeah.
You're worse than passable. You're worse than what you said.
I get a lot of compliments.
All right. Sorry, guys. I'm really hungover.
I think we all feel it.
I was up late.
Late one. What time did you get?
I went to bed at 6:30 a.m.
This week in edging.
And I didn't do any cocaine or anything of the sort. I somehow harnessed the power of beer.
Oh.
Yes.
And it took you wrote it out till 6 a.m.
Yeah, I left the party I was at, the backyard party, at like 5:45, 5:30. And I got a city bike. I biked home after drinking for...
How many beers deep are you at this point?
It's like incalculable. I had vodka, beers, weird Trulies, Bon Vives.
True. That's just malt liquor. Truly.
Yes,
You're drinking malt liquor.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I like. Oh, and I ate like a bag of chips before I went to bed.
Yeah.
And I just woke up like my sodium level was so hot. My tummy felt like shit. I just was like a raisin.
Like a raisin.
Because I was just dried out. Because I just ate a bag of salt chips.
It sounds delicious, though.
Salt chips.
That doesn't sound like a real. That sounds like something like a frontier pilgrim would have had.
It's like what they had in like the Behind the Iron Curtain for chips. Salt chips.
You have salt chip.
Yeah.
It's made mostly of sawdust.
When I was working in Hungary back in the day, like I would talk to people that I work with. I'm like, what was like communism like? Because it's like 2005, so like they kind of it was like 80. It was like 1991.
Yeah.
So they all kind of like remembered being a kid and like having like wheat O's breakfast cereal food.
Yeah. It doesn't even sound that bad to me. I was like, oh, Wheatos, great. Wheatos. I'll take those. Yeah. I will.
And then the wall came down and we had blue jeans.
And suddenly we had Cocoa Krispies and I was cuckoo for them. I was institutionalized because of my love of them.
Blue jeans?
Graham, there's something I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh.
There's something that I think it might make you maybe a little excited, maybe a little happy, maybe a little uncomfortable.
Okay, I'm ready for any emotion at this point.
Well,
I feel dead.
We got a new review on the podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we got a new one. Good news, it was a 5-star review.
Oh, that's good.
It came from a user who goes by the name Chess2421. Do you think that's a man or a woman? Just based on that username.
Chess?
Chess2421.
If someone likes, most chess players are men, unfortunately. So I'm going to say man.
Oh, possibly. Well,
Or maybe it's like a Queen's Gambit.
Oh,
fan,
could be. It
and
could be.
She's new to or maybe I'm being incredibly sexist. Who's
look, we
to
don't
say?
know. It could be someone whose last name is Chess. You know, it
Yeah.
could be Danny Chessman, Jessica Chastain. The review title is Horny. Here's the review. 1-sentence review of the podcast. Graham makes me incredibly horny.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
We're selling sex.
Yeah.
You want to give them a little something, huh? You want to pull up that shirt a little bit, huh? Give the people what they want. Yeah, show them. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Like and subscribe to that. That's for you, Chess2421.
I have one nipple that goes in, and one that goes out,
Well, they don't know that. They didn't
and
see that.
I have to like pinch it a little bit
To bring it out?
the first time I'm like with a lady.
But you
don't laugh at
you
me.
can coax it out.
I have to coax it.
It's a little coquettish, but you
Yes,
can
it's a little coquettish.
you can bring it out.
The way you said coquettish is very coquettish.
Shy nipple. Well, that was for you, Chess2421.
I showed you some chest.
Yeah, I think maybe we should do an episode where we're wearing crop tops.
I think we should.
That-
My best angle is seated.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Seated definitely helps. Yeah. Well, look, it's working for someone. We also have this is another one which is also kind of a little sexual, but not quite. This is from someone, John Oslimer.
I'm going to say that's a man.
I'm assuming John is a man, you know, and I know I'm taking liberties here, but I just feel like if we're playing the odds, John is a man.
Oslimer, very masculine name.
Very masculine. A lot of T coursing through that name. Edging for Your Ear Holes is the title of the review. He says, I like to listen to each episode in 30-second intervals with 10-second pauses in between.
It's pretty funny.
This is John knows how to edge. This is a man who understands
John
it.
fucking gets it,
This
man.
guy gets it. This guy
Yeah.
gets it. So we're helping John edge. Chess2421, you're making them horny for the pod. I'm imagining they might be on the YouTube version. I doubt it's just the audio that's making them horny.
Although after I had a couple of cigarettes last night.
Okay, now you're
so
trying. I hear you trying a little bit now.
This might be, might be flooding your basement right now. It's also my Jeff Goldblum impression.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the
Papyrus then.
the pilot voice, this thing, and we're cruising at 32,000 feet. If you look on the left side of the plane, they don't do that anymore. I feel like pilots used to like trying to tell you like
It was fun.
yeah.
We're over the Grand Canyon right now. I'm on ketamine.
Well, do you want to make a little bit of money today?
Let's make some fucking Skrilla.
Let's do it. Let's do it with a new sponsor, exciting sponsor.
Yes.
This is new company for us, first time sponsor. I hope we
time.
can keep them because look, we give companies the big boost that they need. You
Yeah.
know? And so this is a company called Illegal Zoom. Do you have legal needs but can't afford one of those fancy side of the bus lawyers?
Then download Illegal Zoom to your phone and get access to instant legal advice for next to nothing.
How is Legal Zoom so cheap? It's not legal.
That's right. Illegal Zoom is the only law firm with no lawyers on staff.
It's just a team of overconfident men who are itching to tell you how they'd handle it.
And don't be fooled by the lack of education, empathy, or experience. These men have logged over 10,000 hours of Law & Order, Boston Legal, and Ally McBeal.
So if you have questions about leases, LLCs, restraining order distances, or whatever, the men at Illegal Zoom know nothing but will tell you everything.
Helpful advice like, you shouldn't have been asking for it. Leave the state and never come back. And tell them you have amnesia.
Illegal Zoom is not recommended for use by women and is available exclusively for women.
Use promo code the Edgelords podcast. Make me come.
Well, there you have it.
Yes.
And should we bring out a guest?
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what? Let's bring them here in person.
Let's do it in person.
Let's do a
Back to
goddamn
back.
in-person guest, baby. All right, we're here with a fantastic guest for everyone. You might have seen this man on Conan, on Fallon. He's got a half hour on Comedy Central. He's written for shows like Not Safe with Nikki Glaser, Superior Donuts, and The Break with Michelle Wolf. And he hosts the Wrestle Roasts podcast.
Guest Lord.
Whoa.
Welcome, Daddy.
Dan St. Germain, everybody.
Germain.
God
All
damn, you guys
right.
got a board and everything.
Yeah.
We got the whole
This is
thing.
next level. We don't even have a board.
Huge investment.
Huge investment. We are really
A
struggling.
lot of make a lot of money off
This
those
is the
sponsors.
Heaven's Gate of podcasts.
Yes, that's right. I've taken a life insurance policy out on Graham, and that's how I'm recouping
What?
all of this. Huh? Oh, don't worry about it. Forget about it. We're making jokes here.
All right.
We're making jokes. And what's the
I
dog's
love like
name?
when you say making jokes and you just admit to crimes. making jokes.
It's
I'm gonna kill you.
jokes,
Don't go to Esopus Creek.
Well, that's basically what all the sexual harassment defenses are. I was just
Hey,
fucking
bitch.
kidding with this bitch.
Stick is hanging out. I'm good, man. This is Goldie. It's my dog. She has separation anxiety, so brought her. Sorry I sprung it on you guys. Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Fan of the funny clips, and thank you for having me.
Well,
I made no eye contact
we're a
and
fan of
stuttered while
yours.
I said that.
Yeah,
Just in utter terror when I'm sincere.
Stroking your dog.
Stroking my dog. My dog clearly uncomfortable.
I didn't sign up for this. I was not. I haven't signed a form.
I stole this dog from a woman on the subway. I was bigger than her, so I took it.
She is now mine. All right. Well, then if you know the show, you know what to expect. We got the edgy lightning round here.
Prepare to get fucked.
Graham and I. That's
my
right.
God.
We'll assess your level of edginess
Fucking
between
some
one.
truth bombs in my fucking ass.
Yep.
Yeah. Most of this podcast will take place in
Gaping.
your ass, Dan.
Yeah.
So here we go. Assessing you between 1 and 5 kettlebells. Let's get going.
And you want 5 kettlebells.
I want to work up to it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's kind of a beta start.
I'm not
That's a
trying.
beta
I'm
start.
a bit of a beta, but I'm trying to be an alpha. That's why I came on the show.
You're lucky.
That's
'cause
why you have a dog now.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing a Lakers jersey
Yeah.
with no shirt on.
None of this
You
can be
see my
used against
fucking
you
sweet
yet.
Arms.
Edgy lightning round. It's electric.
All right.
First
Buckle
off,
up.
Jordan Peterson. What do you know about him?
Oh, now we're getting some points. Now we're putting points up on the board. All right. As we start every week with the holy trinity of questions. Dan, what is your favorite drug, cigarette, and alcohol brand?
Well, Juul right now for menthol. Alcohol, I used to love Tullamore Dew whiskey. And drug, I'll go with cocaine. That was my favorite. Although, a close second would be Xanax.
Yeah.
Sure.
Every once in a while, add
Up
a
and
bowl to
down.
a lot of mushrooms,
Yeah,
You're having a good time.
Having a good time.
Yeah.
Well-rounded young
I'm an
man.
outpatient now, so not that good, but
Yeah.
good enough.
Not the good time it once
I'm an
was.
outpatient, and I have a therapy dog for a podcast with guys I know. So not that good, but keep going.
I like that you put the separation anxiety on the dog, and then it just came out.
Well, I was in the grave. I was like, "Oh, separation anxiety is a dog, and me,
yeah.
and me."
I guess we both have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just realized, I just see myself glistening on this. It's like, this should just be called Dan's last podcast.
Well, you took the stairs.
Yeah.
In lieu of the elevator.
Yeah, I took the stairs.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sweating.
Yeah. Extra reps,
Stairs,
you said when you walked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I
actually-
had fucking weights on my legs when I came up here.
This feels like an interrogation.
You
it
are
feels like
holding
we
a
have the upper
beast.
hand.
Yeah. Dan, what's your best tat? And you have to have one.
Oh, okay.
Tat is short for tattoo.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
got that. I got a DJ AM on my lower back. His birthday, and it doesn't even have the death date because he's still alive in my heart.
Wow.
I didn't even get any of the references.
DJ AM died in a plane crash 15 years ago.
I think 15 years ago. Yeah,
Was he some
There
sort of
was-
a hip hop man?
he was a hip hop man, I believe.
Yeah, but there are other
Urban
people
Act?
on that. No, other people on that plane, right? There
There were other
some-
people on
Like-
the plane. But Travis Scott was on it, right? Or no, that was
No,
another
he would have
plane.
been too young
That was
at that
another
point,
plane
right?
ride.
Travis Scott's dead?
It's crazy though
Not
how
yet.
many famous people have survived plane crashes. Like Ric Flair survived one.
There's no killing Ric Flair. That guy
There's
should have
no
died
killing Ric Flair.
That's impressive.
countless times.
Google News alert: Ric Flair dead at 71. Very killable.
Plane fell from the sky and hit him. He was killed by a drone. That's a good answer.
Okay. Dan, who is your favorite comically racist wrestler from the golden age of wrestling?
Oh man, do I have to pick one?
No, actually,
It's
you
like
don't.
you could answer that answer with who wasn't. Like Mick Foley. Did I mention Mick Foley? Like,
Wait, was Mick Foley comically racist?
no, I said who wasn't
yeah.
comically racist.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
As far as who's comically racist, I mean, dude. I mean, there's Roddy had the half blackface, which I think is hilarious.
Wait, how do you do half blackface?
Well, he did. They've gotten it off of. They've deleted it, but he had because he was going against a Junkyard Dog,
who was black,
who was black and had half blackface as like and I thought it was like an Irish thing until I realized who he was facing. But I mean, that was just back then. Was just everybody was.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a stable in the WCW called the Final Solution.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I mean, there's no shortage of just like yikes.
Well, Razor Ramon was like not even a Hispanic dude, right?
No,
like,
Scott Hall, very Irish and very Irish in his behavior outside of the ring as well. So yeah, no, he just did a Scarface impression, and Vince never doesn't watch movies, so he saw it and he was like, "I love it.
Nothing
Let's
like
do
this
it."
has ever been done.
Yeah, he just saw Chappelle for like the first time last week.
Wait, Vincent McMahon only watches wrestling. He just doesn't watch movies. He's just all in on wrestling.
He watches movies, but I heard like it's few and far between.
I watch No Holds Barred.
He watched
Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Him and Hogan came up with it in a weekend. They wrote it together in a weekend. Like the story of how Good Will Hunting is created is the same as No Holds Barred. But yeah, no, he. There's also the story of like he saw Pirates of the Caribbean about like 10 years after it came out because his nieces and nephews saw it. And then he had a Jack Sparrow character the next week, and everybody's just kind of like, what? It would be like coming out with like an Austin Powers character now, you know?
Just whatever movie he sees, or suddenly
just
like
whatever's on Stars.
It's like an Ocean's 11 heist wrestling crew or whatever.
He's trying to get my wife started around the office. My wife,
Mr. Bean.
Man, I used to love Mr. Bean, but then like I realized like, oh man, this goes on longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, this is really funny for 5 minutes, and then you're like, all right, I got it.
There's a whole arc.
There's a whole arc, yeah.
You're like,
he still makes weird faces the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, that could be 5 then. Yeah. That was a pretty good Mr. Bean.
Thank you.
That was a good Mr. Bean.
I had a lot of alone time.
Move over, Mad TV revamp.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I get cast?
You audition with your Mr. Bean impression that's just... we got to get this kid.
This kid.
I was when I was on Not Safe, I won't mention the writer, but we were in the room, and then there was the Mad TV, the revamp was in the next room or whatever. And then somebody was in there. I'm sorry, Goldie. Somebody was in there and goes, "What do we need for the sketch?" And then one of the writers from our show goes, "A time machine." It was pretty good.
All right. Dan, when did you realize your love of wrestling was really a search for a strong father figure?
Oh man, I'm still looking. No, I don't know. I think it was much more like theatrical. Like I'm gonna be. Like, I want to tell someone off, but I want to do it in a cape. Mm-hmm. You know, that's kind of where it came from. As far as my father figure, my father's like he's a playwright, so he is that, like, theater guy for sure. He just had a play about his life this weekend that I could say. It's weird when you're, like, dealing with your own, like, fucked up present family, and then you have to listen about your dad's past fucked up family. You're like, can I just have, like, a little bit of space in between hands so I don't... You know?
Are you in the play? Like,
no, I'm not in that.
Dan character?
This is the prequel, you know. So I'm sure that in the new one there'll be. Yeah. Though maybe I'll be in it or something, or I'll be like a puppet or something.
But I always think that would be brutal to be like, a creator like that. It's like kid who like could feature in like Ray Romano's Kids. See, Everybody Loves Raymond, and they're like, oh, this character is a composite of me or whatever. And then you do something dumb in the show, and you're like, well, fuck you, Dad. Like,
yeah.
That
didn't
you
even
don't
happen
know
that
about
way.
it until opening night.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was us. That was our moment. It's so weird, man. I mean, I don't know if you guys have that when you're writing bits. You're like, all right, how far should I go and how? But then like all the really good stuff is always super personal. So then I'm like, maybe I just don't want to be really good. You know, because I don't want to like tell all this shit to everybody.
Yeah. It is definitely a fine line. Like, just talking about I have a girlfriend now, and also she's a comedian, so there's like that added layer there. Like,
do you guys have to like beforehand be like, all right, we're allowed to say this, you're not allowed to say this?
We haven't got there yet. I'm trying to avoid all those kind of conversations, but I'm sure we should have it. Probably.
I mean,
I don't think
as long as you don't like go like Def Jam 98. Like, you ever seen one of them floppy pussies? You know what I mean? That is a problem.
Yeah. Yes, my girlfriend's famous for her floppy pussy.
I bring that up because I saw this guy. Remember Joe Franklin's? Do you remember that room?
Yes.
You guys around there? There was this guy,
Times Square,
and somebody was on stage. This is like one of my favorite comedy stories. Somebody was on stage, and he was kind of bombing or whatever. And this other dude was outside with me, and he goes, "Hey man, you know, like I don't understand, man. You know, like this guy doesn't have anything to say. There's an election coming up. There's an election coming up." And then he gets on stage. He goes, "You ever see one of them floppy pussies? One of them wiggly waggly?" like he's describing a vagina that's never existed except for if Dr. Seuss invented it.
And I'm in the back like, I get it. I'm voting Hillary. I see this guy's message.
This was Obama, I think. I'm voting Romney for whatever reason because I think that's what all Mormons think vaginas look like.
Flippity floppity.
Flippity floppity.
There's an election.
There's an election going on.
Yeah, but no, my wife's a comedian. We're both comedians. We just like we have no rules about like you can say whatever, do whatever, but we don't really talk about each other.
All bets are off in this household.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, I wish I could have found out about you cheating in a different way.
Yeah.
So I'm cheating on my limp dick loser husband. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah.
And everyone's
Just
like,
getting pounded. You're there with like your parents.
he's giving me everything my husband never could. You guys know what I'm talking
And
about.
chlamydia. Buckle up, husband.
And I'm like, she's having a good set. She's doing good. I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her.
Killing with new.
All right, Dan. A lot of talk of The Rock running for president.
Yes.
Which wrestler do you think would make the best president?
Well, actually, I think the one who would make a really good president is like Canadian Lance Storm, who's been on our show, would actually be really good. But he, obviously he's not
constitutionally not allowed.
He's not constitutionally allowed to be a president. But as far as like guys that I've talked to who seem the most like with it, it's probably him. So if like there was some like I guess McCain was able to go and he was like born in Panama, right? So
on a military base,
on a military base.
parents. So
all right, well I guess we can fudge with it a little bit, but I'm trying to think who else would be like a good. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of them are very electable, but I don't know how many of them would be good. Like it's like that guy Glenn Jacobs Kane. He seems like a really good dude, but like he's a libertarian. I don't believe in anything usually on the libertarian docket. But like you hear him talk, and you're like, all right, well this guy seems like at least
he has the least amount of CTE.
He has the least amount of CTE, and like all of his embarrassing angles, you could tell he was just like, I'm just getting a paycheck. It's not. This isn't something I like really believe.
Wasn't that all of them? Right? They're all like characters, right?
Yeah. Well. I think it like sometimes you become the gimmick,
Yeah.
Like I think
Robby knows about that.
Yeah, yeah.
How dare you?
I look down. You're wearing like tight leather pants, like from Raw. Yeah, so I do think that happens. I think that happens in comedy too. Like I think you end up becoming like the gimmick.
There was this guy at the Village Lantern when I was first starting out, like 10 years ago.
Cold chill, just
yeah.
I heard that.
Like. And he was like one of these people that you don't have to deal with after you start moving up in comedy.
The ferryman?
Yeah.
The ferryman?
Sure, yeah. And he was like, one day he showed up in leather pants.
Oh, my God.
And he was like, we're like, what are these? He's like, well, I want my look to be white T-shirt, bandana on my head, and leather pants. And I have to phase it in slowly so it's not too much of a shock to everybody. And sure enough, over the span of like 3 months, that was his outfit. He had like the red bandana, not like this way, but like the full way over your head.
Oh my God!
It covers all your hair.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. You think I know who?
I think I know who you're talking about.
From your story, though, I almost agree with him because you were shocked by the leather pants. You already called it out, and then he did slowly phase you in.
When you see a comic with a suit, how impressed are you? Like, I'm always impressed. I'm like, oh, this guy wore a suit.
I'm not impressed.
This lady wore a suit.
I'm sad for them because they're so out of touch.
Oh, that's not true. If they're
don't
like
know.
working,
Some guys
if
are
it's
suit
like
comics,
if it's like Ryan Stout or like those guys who are like working and
suit
good.
comic.
Like
Dave Angelo's a
Well,
suit comic.
you mean like on TV, or you mean doing
like,
a spot?
Oh, I mean like a spot at a club.
Put on a suit to do a spot at a club.
Like a club, it's like goth, like a comedy club, not like a Brooklyn room. But even a Brooklyn room, I'm kind of impressed. But
I think if it fits your personality, like and you're a suit guy, like I think it's just as okay as wearing khakis in a shirt or jeans, or if that's your personality, be a suit guy.
I'd love to just show up with like a sport coat.
The Jeff Foxworthy, the tucked in shirt to
Yeah.
jeans and a sports coat.
yeah, turtleneck, that would be good.
Yeah, that's just hi. I'm out of touch.
Hi. You ever see one of them floppy pussies? Flippity floppity.
Flipping and flopping around.
You're wearing like a period wig and a bouffant.
A period mullet.
The period mullet.
All right, it's my turn.
All right.
If you had to eat a dog, what kind of dog would it be?
Well, man, I could never eat a dog. But if I had to eat a dog, I guess you had to. This is like the only question I'm going to answer seriously, which is, I guess a dog that's already dead, right? A 14-year-old dog or something.
I hope
Sure,
it's not
however you want to
live.
do it. It's
I mean,
dead.
what
The
answer
meat
is,
wouldn't be good if it was old. Think
What
about
answer
that.
is going to give
You
me
want
the
a
least
young
amount
one?
of nightmares?
A nice veal dog, you know?
Yeah,
Just feel
like a
dog.
pug is gonna have a nice, soft, tender thing going on.
No, Goldie, don't listen. Lawyers. Yeah. So I'm sure that like the thing that the only animal, because I wish I didn't eat meat, but the only animal that I like ethically would be I feel like insects. You don't feel bad if you eat insects because they're like actively trying to kill you, opposed to all other mammals that are just like, we have the same frontal lobes, but we can't, verbalize it,
So I want to recap. Your answer to what type of dog you would eat is insects.
Edgy.
There's no
Just
skating
when
out
you
of
think
the...
you know the answer, I changed the question.
All right, so old dog.
Old dog.
An old dog of any type.
Old dog.
Not
Yeah, like
picky, just
the
old and
Marley and me
dead.
at the end, like at the very end.
Sure, yeah.
Like when he's passed out and the
Hooch once he's already been killed on the job. Or whatever.
yeah, exactly.
All right. You've written for Comedy Central roasts and the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Right.
Is it more fun roasting celebrities or war criminals?
Well, sometimes they overlap. Or rest in peace, Donna Rumsfeld. I mean, both of them. I mean, it's always more fun to do the celebrities one because it's like, it's usually just sillier jokes, and sillier jokes are more fun. And but yeah, like the other thing is more important. Like that's the thing that like I'm like, oh, okay, I think somebody will probably like watch that, even though I only got like 2 jokes in it. Like,
Who was doing the Correspondents' Dinner when you?
it was like It was Michelle Wolf. So
Okay, gotcha.
It was like
famous
Seth
one.
Riders and Michelle Riders. So I got a couple jokes in it. Almost everybody got a couple jokes. Just Dweck probably got a ton of jokes in. She's incredible. And Michelle got half the jokes in because she's incredible. But it's for the most part that's like more of an important thing. And it was such a weird, just seeing like Chris Christie just like get like all these like just him. He's the only one that during the speech I could see him like just shoveling
Just a bucket of mashed
Toblerone
potatoes?
and-
Yeah.
yeah, just like were we serving a KFC Double Down? Did he bring one in his sleeve jacket pocket? What happened?
I remember Michelle Wolf's was good. Like I thought it was great, and then they tried to flip it on like she went after Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Yeah, it was
she
so
attacked
crazy.
a woman. It was like the joke was nothing to do with her
nothing to
being
do
a
with
woman.
that.
Like,
Well, Michelle was saying like Dan wrote a joke about the Southwest airline jet exploding, and no one gave a shit.
Yes.
So it's. But they were looking for that because I think that what they wanted was like a fat joke, and they didn't get a fat joke. So
Right.
they're like, oh, an appearance, smoky eye. It was about her lying. It had nothing to do with.
yeah, it was completely about her lying. I remember seeing like Dennis Miller tweeting like,
Yeah,
what a nasty woman Michelle Wolf. It's like, didn't you used to be a comedian at some point?
He's a dumb bitch.
Wow.
That's right.
Graham's coming in hot
Whoa.
with a patented Miller burn.
It's Miller time.
Graham hates Dennis Miller. They've been feuding since '87.
Yeah.
Miller bumped him at
He took my he took
the
my look.
Chuckle Hut in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. That was my look.
Well,
that outfit I described 10 minutes ago is exactly his look.
Dude, he had for weekend updates though. He had the best pencil business I think out of all of them.
Yeah.
As far as like flipping it around and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Norm was the best, but he had the best
Yep.
pencil business.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I'll
give
my
him
comedy
that.
historians take.
Yeah.
Best pencil business, Dennis Miller.
Without a doubt.
And Kevin Nealon was That's News to Me, right? They all had like little catchphrases at the end, and I was trying to remember.
Dennis Miller had the Karma Gonna Get You, the John Lennon song, right? That was his.
I don't. They all run together in my head. They all could. You could just kind of meld them into one faceless white man. But Norm was my favorite of.
That's been the fake news.
Yeah.
Ah.
Norm was just great because he just like tripled down on everything.
On everything.
Yeah.
There's nobody he's the funniest guy ever, right? Is
Yes.
there anybody who's funnier than Norm?
No.
Like I know there's
Yeah.
better stand-up. Like at the art of stand-up, there are better people than Norm Macdonald. But as far as like all-around funnier people,
Yeah.
there's nobody funnier
No, he's
than
absurdly
Norm,
funny.
right?
He's on a different plane. He's found his own rhythm and beat sense that no one could ever think of.
No,
Like,
and he's
it's very
like, I
weird.
mean,
Yeah.
out of on a roast, like, when we're doing the roast set, I'll be like, oh, that was a Norm joke that I just wrote. I completely lifted that delivery completely. You know,
Sure.
like he's like the most imitatable, I think,
Yes.
comedian
Yes.
Yeah.
out there.
He would just stare down the barrel of the camera on Weekend Update and be like, Michael Jackson is a homosexual pedophile.
Yes. And then he
Just
would
let
just
it
hold
sit
it.
there.
He would just hold that beat and just live in it. Yeah.
He got fired by Ebersol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he went after OJ. Now OJ's like doing like conservative memes on
Is he-
Instagram. That's like
that's the final grift. Like no matter where, they'll always take you if you'll do the
dude,
conservative.
how much longer until he's on a podcast?
I'm sure
Well, he won't respond to our emails, but hopefully very soon.
Great comedic timing and Naked Gun.
He'd be a huge get.
He would be a big guest.
Just talk about Naked Gun and not reference anything else.
No, don't talk about anything else.
I
yeah.
heard he got new faces this year, but
He's Variety Top 10 comics to watch because he might kill you.
hey,
Oh,
comics too.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what is your favorite way to shred your bod?
Just fucking elliptical, bro.
Yeah,
All the
you get real
time,
shredded that
man.
way.
I just I just worked out before I came here, and I don't know why I thought I would
to
look
sweat a little bit more.
I
a
would
little
look
bit better.
okay, but I was like, oh, I'll look good if podcasts just work out. But it's like, yeah, you look good if like you've been working out for 3 weeks. But like if it's your first workout
Yeah.
after not working out for a year, you look like you were struck by lightning, you know?
Yeah.
I did like just low impact kind of workout stuff.
Wow, real
and,
answer.
Real answer.
Low
Sorry, I
impact's
didn't
good.
give you. I can give you guys. I can give you my whole nutritional plan.
Let's hear it.
Well, I
Yeah,
could read. I
we'll,
could read it.
We'll
I
let
s-
you know how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I did.
We sell a lot of supplements
10 minutes
on
on,
this
a
podcast.
stationary bike, which is like for somebody who just fell off a horse. You know what I mean? Like it's 10 minutes of stationary bike is just like you're coming back from the brink of just. Then I stretched for 10 minutes. And then I did, no, guys, just fucking
After the bike,
get ready.
Unconventional.
unconventional to stretch
Get
after
ready,
the bike.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Get playing with those titties, ladies. Then I did, I think I did 10.
That's what
10,
women do
like,
when you get them
lateral
turned on.
things.
They just start playing with them titties.
That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
That's how you know a woman's into you. She just start in the middle of the date. She's just
Dan, tell me your
Oh, my
workout
goodness.
stories while I play with my titties.
And if you want them to be turned on, you just play with their titties.
Yeah. Or ask the waiter to come by. If,
Yeah.
you have carpal tunnel, I guess. Yeah. So no, I'm at Blink, so it's like really, it's a small gym because it's really cheap. So there's just not enough. There's not enough room.
Dude, that's
but
so hot, man.
It's so hot, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so hot.
Low intensity, elliptical,
Low
bike,
intensity,
stretch,
elliptical.
cheapest gym in
Listen to
town.
Bruce Hornsby.
It's the second
You know?
cheapest.
What's the cheapest?
Planet Fitness?
Planet
Planet Fitness is
very
number
bad.
one, yeah.
How much is
That's
that?
that's
That's
a
like $10
homeless
a week.
shower is what that
Yeah.
is.
And then if you want to go to like a Greek guy's backyard in Astoria,
Yeah.
that's probably like
Yeah.
$20 a month.
Yeah.
He's wearing a singlet with some giant
But
kettlebell
it
type
actually
of
looks
thing.
exactly like
He's got those weights that are just two balls.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah,
hair
yeah.
on this. Yeah, there's just
Just lifting up giant rocks. Yeah.
His 1940s calisthenics to prepare for the war. We're going to fight the Hun. Touch your toes.
Yeah, do you think like back then, like during the wars, it's like we like, oh, our grandparents were like oh, they were such badasses because they were in war, but like people were far less in shape back then, so the wars probably weren't that bad, right? I mean,
I think people were in more shape because they had to.
I think it was like
there's no nothing to do except for walk around and
well, it's just like
farm.
weird because you'll go to. I remember the JFK museum, and you think about him as this like 7-foot Nordic guy, and he's like a 5-foot, floors like constantly in different stages of tuberculosis or whatever.
I remember seeing like 300 in that movie with like the Spartans, and I was like, all of these dudes are just crazy shredded. There's no way they were all this shredded. But then you do look at like Greek like pottery or whatever with like and like all the dudes on those things are just shredded. Like I think Greek dudes back in the day were just
shredded,
ripped.
Well, I think the warriors are. I mean, they made like they sculpted David. I mean, I guess that's not Greek, but to look because they were an ideal. Not they're the norm.
Yes, and David would have been a Jew, and it's rarely what they look like these days.
Well,
rarely sculpted in such a way.
This guy's not afraid of getting canceled.
I can say
Boom.
it. I'm Jewish.
David had foreskin.
Huh?
David had foreskin.
Well, he
Has.
I
looked.
That's a mistake. That's
Have you ever seen
that's a
my
carving
photo,
error.
David? It's beautiful.
Yeah, I have.
I don't have a joke for that. I just want us to sit in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to. I've gazed
So
upon
gorgeous.
it. I've gazed upon his uncircumcised.
And they put.
You look at that and you realize why everybody was like a little gay back then. Because you're like, yeah, I would. I mean, with him, sure, yeah, sure.
And the dicks are small. Wouldn't hurt so much.
It hurt so much, yeah.
Yeah.
You can put her down. Yeah. Just immediately attacks Graham. Jumps up on your throat. Ah!
No, keep going. Keep going.
Okay. Dan, this one's a pretty important one. Who is your favorite all-time babe? Can be a man or a woman.
Woo! I always have that Claire Fiorini from Mallrats and Meet Joe Black. What's her name? Fiorentini? I always fuck her name up. You know who I just saw was Natalie and Brew. But as far as Casey Anthony was pretty hot too. At that moment. As far as like ones I'm ashamed
That's
of.
the edgiest answer we've got.
As far as I'm ashamed.
She killed her daughter.
Well,
Kaylee
we don't know.
Anthony.
She got off. We don't know. And she's turning her life
That's
around.
true.
What?
I grew up in Florida. I was surrounded by many Casey Anthonys. Young Florida party girl. I had a kid too early, and then didn't necessarily handle the responsibility of it too well. But she got off on charges, and I feel like the kid kind of died due to negligence, and then she tried to cover it up. I don't think she killed the kid. I think she didn't watch the kid while it was by the swimming pool or whatever, and then was like, fuck, I got to deal with this, and then things spiraled.
She did the Menendez thing where she like brought up, she's like, oh, my dad molested me. Like, that's what the Menendez brothers did too. They're just like, oh.
Yeah, I do that when
that gets you
when
in
I'm 15
jail.
minutes late to a work meeting.
My dad
molested me.
Yeah.
They're like, this morning on the way to work, yes! He takes exactly 15 minutes to
I
do
don't
it.
know why I still live there.
Or why I consent. I'm bigger than the man.
I'm having sex with my father.
And sometimes that makes me late to work.
All right, I like it. All right, I have sex with him. All right, it's a psycho thing. He's dead. And I have sex with his
you've
carcass.
been fired an hour ago and you're just in the break room.
Yeah.
Sir, you don't work here. You've never worked here.
I'm taking this yogurt. Speaking of which, seamless transition. What is your favorite euphemism for sex?
Corn dogging.
Corn dogging.
Corn dogging.
What does that mean?
I think it's like when you throw your penis into a pussy. I don't know. I'm thinking of cornhole and corn dogging is like, I don't know. It's just kind of like fun. It just seems like
corn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you
corn
think-
dogging, like two fun
dogging.
guys or gals or a
Yeah.
guy and a gal just throwing the
Any
throwing it
permutation.
on.
Yeah. Well, you think about making a corn dog, you got to dip the dog in the
Oh,
batter.
yeah.
You got to dip it in the goo.
Yeah,
Right.
corn dogging.
Corn
Yeah.
dogging.
Corn dogging.
Yeah. Okay, I get it now.
You get it?
I was thinking of like a corn on the cob. Mm-hmm. You didn't.
No,
Corn on the
dogging.
cobbin.
Corn on the cob and dogging.
Now I'm just Rain Man.
We're
I'm
bogging.
I'm repeating things you guys are saying louder. That's not a comedic
I
take.
love the lean in and then the look
Corn
for,
on cob.
It was the look for approval after that got me.
Yelling different vegetables into the microphone. Carrots.
Pussy stomping. What? Cranberry bogging.
All right, Dan. Well, we've got some scores to tabulate here.
Whoa,
so
shit.
bear with us.
Fuck, dude.
Attend to your dog, who you would
All right.
never eat, apparently.
And if you get 10 out of 10, you get recommended to the guy who recommends you to Rogan. How does this work?
Yes. Yeah.
it
You get
like
an audition
different levels?
to be the guy who looks up shit on the computer in the thing. You can be the... Dan, can you pull up that video of this guy kick fucking a deer to death?
Yeah.
Fucking a deer. Oh, man. That's the worst ASMR I've ever heard.
All right, here we go. Let's tabulate some scores here.
I'm just thinking of a guy kicking a deer. Just,
Kicking a deer to death.
fuck you. Just someone listening.
Let Joe Rogan and Tim Dillon watch it. Like, oh, cool.
Dude, that's crazy. All right. Really came out of the gate strong with the drug use.
Kind of
cigarette.
mentioned all the drugs. Started with cocaine and then just it spiraled. you know?
I
all
was
the drugs.
actively trying to get drugs from you guys.
Yeah.
This podcast. Also, I thought that this dog would calm me down, and it's had the exact opposite effect.
Yeah.
I am just.
You've been wrestling
I
with
look
the
like
dog
a
for
sauna right now.
most of them.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but you actually dabbed your forehead with the dog. It's a rare move.
Yeah. This feels like a scene from Eastern Promises. You know?
Best test. Good. I didn't understand a little too.
Yeah, there's a deep cut reference, but
yeah.
I liked it. I liked it
Thank you,
nonetheless.
appreciate it.
Made me feel
I
small.
like when we
I
can
just
bring
saw
a
that scene.
tragic plane crash into
like
this. It
that.
always makes me happy.
Racist wrestler. Lots of racist wrestlers.
I bet you went with a Canadian for the best president, which,
God damn it! This reminds me of my Dangerfields audition all over again.
which is fully skirting the Constitution, which is edgy. Eat a dog. His answer was insects, which is a real punt.
Real putting a real fucking psychopath.
Comedy Center.
I love that you guys asked the crazy ass question. It's just like this fucking weirdo said insects.
weirdo
when he
doesn't
could
know
have
what type
said
of dog
black
he would
labs.
like.
Criticizing us when when
Yeah,
we
Black
tabulate.
Lab. He
We
went
don't like
racist there, which is, wasn't expecting that.
I like the
Yikes.
Yeah.
I just lost my Netflix executive position.
Favorite way to shred your bot. Low intensity, hitting the elliptical, followed by the bike, then stretching out. It's something, man. It's really something.
I don't want to let my girlfriend listen to this episode because she will get wet.
Should we playing with her boobs? And
Playing with her boobs, mangling her boobs,
just mashing them together.
corn dogging.
Punching titties.
Corn
That was
dogging,
new. I
like.
liked that.
I liked.
Yeah, I did get it
dogging.
half hard when he said that, and that's good. That's how I know it's
And then
good.
he topped it off with a corn on the cob, which I liked too.
Yeah, yeah. That
Well, you know what I'm thinking? Yep.
five
Full 5 kettlebells for Dan. Congratulations.
Thank you guys. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. That's
You're
very
up and
nice.
down.
That's very nice of you
Yeah.
guys. I was really worried at the end there.
No,
Yeah.
you did. You
That I wasn't
pulled
gonna
through.
pull through.
You pulled through thanks to the workout routine, and that qualifies you for our next segment.
Okay.
Scalding hot takes. Burn me, daddy.
very hot. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. Okay. Are you a Star Wars guy by chance?
Not really, but
well then.
I play some of the games.
Okay. Well,
I've seen the movies.
I figured, I've been sitting on this one. I said I need someone who's probably into Star Wars, but you wrestling.
I'm
has
into
replaced
Star Wars.
everything. Are you?
Yeah.
All right. Here's my scalding hot Star Wars take: is that Jedi's will they'll just straight up, like, on their quest to get to the Emperor, who they need to stop, they will brutally murder no less than 200 people. They're all like the stormtroopers, who are conscript soldiers serving against their will in an
Right.
evil army, and they will just kill every single one of them, not even thinking twice. Then they get to the Emperor, and they're about to kill the Emperor, and the Emperor's like, if you kill me, you are submitting to the dark side. Like,
Yeah.
you're surrendering to your worst impulses. And they're always like, he's right. I guess I can't kill one more person. Forget about the mound of bodies I'm standing on.
Man, you know.
Yeah, there's like the distance between a Luke Skywalker and an Adam Lanza is very small.
You are laying waste to my childhood right now.
Just kill one more guy to kill. You killed 200 already. Just kill this one and then
That's a good point.
Gun control now.
That's what I'm saying. Ultimately, this is
Corn cob.
It's really hot dogging our segment right now.
Corn dogging.
Corn dogging, damn it.
Dipping it in.
Son of a bitch.
People who light fireworks off just before dusk are probably premature ejaculators.
They just can't wait. They don't have the.
I can't wait half an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? They're expensive. They're like $100. Mm-hmm. And you just light it off when it's light out.
Yes.
That's not how it works.
The same thing goes for the premature ejaculators at a massage parlor. It's expensive.
It's expensive.
These are people
doing
that
it too
wanted
early.
to burn stuff all year, and they're like, "Gotta do this, or it's a church," you know?
Yeah.
It feels like, the July 4th fireworks start somewhere around July 1st, really. Some people can't even make it to dusk of the 4th.
Just do it at nighttime whenever you're doing it.
I agree with that.
Wait, okay, fine, you're doing it at 1 p.m. I kind of get that more.
But that 5:45, 6:30, that doesn't.
Like you're like half an hour away from getting the full experience.
Yeah.
Just want to allow. I mean, Jesus,
Wasting
Murphy.
it. But people want to get the magic hour. You know, you get that sunset, little Roman candle pumping
you've
off.
never. If you tried a Roman candle during the gloaming, it's
quite an
exquisite.
experience. Yes.
Well, that was just my hot take. I had to get it off my chest.
I'm glad you did.
It was really fucking pissing me off.
Yeah, you've been carrying that one
Yeah.
with
Years.
Yeah, you were just muttering to yourself about it before the podcast.
You've been carrying
Hi, Dan.
that
How's it
one
going?
with you.
Goddamn.
Yeah, and then you said, "Go fuck yourself." And
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Not now, Dan. I'm processing something.
I'm working on what could be a closer.
just in a corner, muttering to myself.
At fireworks at 5:30. When the sun comes down.
I started stand up like 5 years. I'd like pace back and forth, thinking that, well, I saw this in Punchline.
Yeah.
so
This seems to be the.
This is how it happens, right? This is how the magic.
This is what
happens.
Sally Field thought comedians do. So, all right, I have another scalding hot take for
Holy
you.
fucking shit.
This one is
wait.
rip roaring.
Oh, my God.
The internet, you've heard of it.
Yes.
It's you've got opinions. I
She
see.
said, she said no.
You've got opinions. I see.
Yeah.
It's all of websites have now they've turned into weird news peep shows. You know, because you try to read an article and you get a drop down and a pop up, and you're just left with 2 sentences of the article that you're trying to read. So it's just like a little, you get a little view of it.
yes.
You can't read a paragraph at a time.
Yes.
It's just you're inundated by ads
I
to the
hate
point.
that.
Yes, and
Oh.
it's an annoying.
And then you finally get to it, and it's like, oh, so that's what Farrah Fawcett looked like when she died. You know, it's always like this like weird, depressing like.
Turns
one
out I
picture.
would believe what happened next. Yeah.
It turns out I would believe what happened next.
You'll never guess what these celebrities look like now. And you scroll to the bottom, it's just a gravestone. She died 5 years ago.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah,
All right, well.
that's a sad one.
Those are never, unless it's like Sammy Sosa, they're never that entertaining. You know, when Sammy Sosa,
Yeah.
you're like, holy, okay,
Yeah.
This
He's
is
doing
a real
whiteface.
reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He looks like Dave Chappelle doing a white guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
He looks like the bouncer at Neverland Ranch. You know, he has that kind of look.
How did that? What's going on there? Why is that happening? Is that medical, or is he like making a choice?
I think he's doing
it's
skin bleaching and
skin bleach. It's a choice.
It's a choice. He wants to look.
I'm sure a doctor is involved.
There's
but-
a lot. There's a people with lighter skin. I guess in that culture have higher status. It's like
canceled.
Who could have higher status than like a greatest all-time home run leader? You
dealing
still-
with a lot of
baggage there.
He's chasing Mark McGuire one way or another.
One way or another.
I clap for that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
enough of that.
They should really just give all of it. Just let them all do steroids. It was so much more fun.
Yeah.
Baseball was so much more fun.
Yeah.
You should have a steroid league and a non-steroid league, and the non-steroid
No
league
one would
done
watch that league ever.
over.
Yeah,
It would be the same disparity between old all-white baseball and the Negro leagues. One's just
Yeah,
way
it would
better
be.
and more fun.
yeah.
It would be.
That's probably the only context I could say that word. Anyway,
Which one would Sammy Sosa be in?
good
Okay.
fucking question. Where do you put those Puerto Ricans?
You could see the panic in the middle of that. Good. Like blood starts coming out of your nose.
Here's a hot take.
All right.
And I'm going to
Okay.
put on my period piece mullet and sport coat.
Okay.
For this one. You know, they say that men will sleep with anything. You know, they say that.
I've heard that. Yep.
They, black people. But no one says this. Women don't get criticized for marrying anything. Women will literally marry anybody. They are so selective with who they sleep with, but they're always married to, like, a lot of them are married to complete fucking losers.
I'm a testament to that.
Yeah. It's just very bizarre to me. It's like they will go on a first date and be like, well, he's got all of his limbs and he's not a murderer. I'll marry him.
I feel like this take ends with "Take me back, Carol." Yeah, that is true. I mean, like, especially because I just got done like listening to a Dateline, and that Susan Powell, that woman who like, I mean, that's a crazy story, but like, you're like, she literally just married the first guy in her church group, and it couldn't have been a worse choice.
Right.
Could not have been a worse choice.
I saw that tweet just before your tweet.
It was actually an Instagram note photo capture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going off the grid.
I'm really going to have to.
Let's go down there. Yeah, so...
Wait, who do you like? You think there's more? You think it's disproportional that more women marry marry down?
Yeah, I think that... Well, basically, I can't, I just like, if someone... There's too many people that I don't want it. It sounds weird.
Well, part of it is like, I think there's also just like, it's like, that's like the classic sitcom trope as well, right?
Yeah.
Of just like the smoking hot wife and then the fat loser who works for FedEx. And you're like, what?
Yeah. But I guess it's just like a lot of like women in their 30s will just be like, I need to settle down. So I'll pick the third guy I go on a date with.
The metrics.
They're literally just waiting for someone who's not a murderer.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's a hard litmus test because nobody tells you that on the first date.
Yeah. But you got to look for signs.
Yeah.
They're pretty good at it. They train their whole life.
Do you know any murderers?
Yes. I went to junior high with a murderer.
Is that true?
Wow.
Yes.
Is he in some type of prison now?
Yes, some type of prison.
Okay.
Maximum
Oh,
security.
that's the
Federal
right one
prison.
for murder.
For murdering that pussy. Murdering that floppy pussy. Sorry,
That's right, T-Dog. I miss you, bro.
Grog, if you knew the details of the crime, you wouldn't make that joke.
Yeah.
How many murders did he do?
I think a couple.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so he's a serial murderer.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Bad guy. But he was also...
Was he cool in middle school or whatever?
He had a lot of problems because he was molested and tortured as a child.
Tortured.
Yes.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you don't really have a chance at that
Yeah.
point. You get tortured as a kid, you're gonna kill somebody. Probably.
Yeah, it's a pretty sad thing to talk about on my comedy podcast. But,
But let's keep going.
Yeah.
You know, I just did Laugh It Up Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie.
That's a
and,
sad thing to talk about
yeah.
too.
You know, that reminded me of the set I just did. No, there's a guy, one of the guys who works at the club, used to wrestle in high school with Kendall Francois, who killed like 9 women in Poughkeepsie. He's like 400-pound guys. His serial killer name was Stinky, which is like, if you're already a serial killer, that's like a rough one.
That is rough.
I wish everybody goes, look, I killed those women. Could you
Yeah.
Stinky,
Yeah,
can we
can we
please?
just- Yeah.
I at least earned some respect.
Yeah, he could be a little bit, but yeah, he had. And I was like, besides the stink, how was he? He goes, he's a nice guy. He's good. It's always that. That's always the reaction.
Yeah, he was nice to me.
He was, he's all right to me.
He never killed me.
Yeah, he never killed me.
Wow. Do you know a murderer?
I don't. I mean, no, I don't think so.
You know, I know another one.
You know 2 murderers?
Yeah, you know who it is?
No.
You kill, dude. You just kill.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. I've been working and trying to
You kill too, man.
put some
Straight
stuff together.
kill,
Yeah,
new shit,
yeah.
next level.
Yeah.
That is also the
Shift
name
the
of my last
paradigm.
album. It's crazy. That whole
Crazy,
thing.
kill, new shit,
Yeah.
next paradigm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have any hot takes of your own that you want to throw our way, Dan? No pressure to, if not.
All right, I did have like one I was thinking of, which is like what I realized. Like I was debating whether or not I want to have like a kid, you know, because I'm married now. You're married, and you're in a relationship.
Congrats.
Thank you. And I was like, well, I don't. Problem with like a kid, like the problem is like when they turn, you know, like I love my dog more than anything, right? But she's probably gonna, you know, pass at some. She's definitely going to pass.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen, Dan. I want you to know it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
If she doesn't,
13 or 14 years in.
Yeah.
You know, like it's going to be. And then I realized, like, oh, okay. So the ultimate compromise would be like a kid that only lives at till 10. That would be the best. You know, because they just die right before they can tell you, like they realize what's wrong with you and be like, oh, you're full of shit. You know, like, and then you.
So you want
a kid that'll die.
You want a ticking time bomb.
So something
kid.
between a dog. The only thing better than a dog and a kid would be a kid that dies at a dog's age, or a kid maybe that ages in dog years.
Well, what you should do is
This is the craziest hot take we've had. Actually,
this is
I can.
So that's my hot take. I think like if you had a kid that like,
like
aged like like a Benjamin Button kid. That would be the best.
Sure.
That's a good.
You could adopt an old person. That'd be one way to do it.
Yeah.
Or you could go to the cancer ward and adopt a kid.
Yeah.
That's actually a good way to
And
do
then
it,
you
too.
could find a way to
I
cash
don't
in
want
on
the
their Make-A-Wish.
responsibility of a kid, but
It's
I want more responsibility of a dog.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you want like a kid who's 10.
Yeah.
Or you know what would be good for you?
What?
If there would be a way to sort of genetically alter the baby's genes while it's in the womb, so it has cystic fibrosis and it dies anyway.
Right, exactly.
You get the
Now-
full 10 years.
Now I get why Casey Anthony was your hot chick.
Call back.
Yeah.
Hot take.
The perfect. It's so. Yeah, you could also cash in on that Make-A-Wish. You know, like he always all he wanted was a rent controlled apartment or whatever. You know?
I'm trying to think. I probably have a couple other hot takes.
Throw some hot takes at us, buddy.
Now I gotta open my phone. I took my phone off just in case.
Don't worry, we'll edit all
I'm
this.
blowing
We'll edit
up.
all this out.
Blowing up all these hot takes that I have.
No, none of this is airing. So take your time.
We don't have a podcast. We just
Actually, what you've seen was actually just tailored for you.
we get off on making people come to Long Island City, and then we watch the videos.
It's so crazy the stuff we used to do. Like all the places we would, like, oh, let's go to Washington Heights so I can do 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, yikes.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
It was at least in the city. Like it was so much worse in LA, where you're like, let me drive an hour
my God.
to
An
hour,
Hermosa
literally an
Beach
hour.
to do 8 minutes
A different
in a pizza place.
city.
Yeah,
Yeah, to do a fucking open mic.
yeah.
God, that sucked.
It's the worst. Just the worst.
Yeah, there's that kid thing. I just remember. So yeah, the kid. Did I mention the kid 10-year-old thing?
Yes.
I did. I wish Pornhub had just a queue of Ted Cruz getting his feelings hurt. It would just be like just different videos of people yelling at him at airports.
Yeah.
I don't believe he has feelings, or at least he's beyond shame. So I'm just like, I don't think he feels anything. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not well.
Yeah, those are basically my two takes.
Why on Pornhub? Because you would get off?
Yeah, I mean, that would be really weird if that's how I actually did masturbate.
Watching Ted Cruz get yelled at while you play with your tits.
Yeah.
He definitely seems like a tit player for himself.
Yeah.
for
Plays with
sure.
his own titties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
maybe
needs-
puts a
he
couple
needs
clothespins on there.
He for sure needs pain to feel alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always wonder, like, when Scalia died, he was in that crazy hunting club or whatever. Like, what goes on?
What type
What
of
crazy
weird-
hunting club?
Well, there's that hunting club. Like all these rich guys, they go to like hunting clubs, or basically it's like, it's like, oh, you want to hunt an elk? We'll bring 5 elk in, and we'll put it on the property.
A small area.
And one homeless man.
Yes, exactly. It's basically like, when are we getting to surviving the game? Every single one of these, but hopefully that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully.
probably did.
Well, did we do it?
We did it. We did
Another
a podcast.
Another pod?
Yeah. Do you want to? Why don't you hang with us for our outro here, Dan? And while we do it, is there anything you would like to plug? Anything you got coming up?
Yes, that was the least natural part of this podcast. I looked right into the camera and then looked at you and then looked back. I co-host Wrestle
wondering what
Roasts
was going on.
It was just terrible. It was like the one where the news anchor kills herself. I was about to budge wire it. No, that's all right. I'm co-hosting with Mike Lawrence, Wrestle Roast, and Robert Carpel is very funny, and Scott Chaplin, all very funny guys. It's on ad-free shows and all things comedy. So check it out, folks. And
Very funny clips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just some fun stuff,
Yeah.
We're really lagging in the studio department, though. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Just get some stick-on wallpaper. It's cheap.
Well, this looks way nicer than most of the bars that I played in the 2000s, I would say.
That's the vibe we were going for.
Yeah,
Bars
exactly.
Tangerine played in the 2000s.
Oh, man, I wanted to be a nicer Otto Shrunken Head.
Yeah.
I still do sets there. Graham, anything for you? Anything going on?
Nah.
Nothing for old Grahamo this week. Huh?
Oh, I got a podcast called The Edgelords. If you could like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, rate,
Yeah.
review, all
5
of that
stars,
stuff.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Yes,
5 stars.
all of the stars. Don't
Don't
even
you
think
hate
about
when
giving
somebody
us
gives
less.
you a good review and then gives you 3.5 stars? But they take the time to write the good review
Yeah.
and then they'll do 3.5 stars.
We've never had that happen.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah.
We've
No,
only.
it is completely unhinged to do that.
Yeah, it's a very
Yeah.
crazy thing to do.
Well, then I think that's it. Let's just tell the people what we tell them every week at the end of the episode.
Oh, I'm going to be at Soul Joel's in Royersford, Pennsylvania, doing comedy on the 17th of July. That is one thing I would like to promote.
Okay.
And that's it. And like we always say at the end of the podcast, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
That's good.
all of that's gonna be in there.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, man. That was fun.